Hello guys, today we are going to discuss voltage tripler and voltage quadrupler. So here this network consists of 4 capacitors and 4 diodes. So for example, if we are going to take output from capacitor C1 and capacitor C3, so it will give us 3 times of an input voltage. If we consider capacitor C2, so it will give us 2 time of an input voltage. If we consider capacitor C2 and C4, it will give us 4 time of an input voltage. So let's see the simulation of this circuit, then we will discuss working of this network. So this is the network which we consider in this simulation. So for example, if we are going to take 2 time of an input voltage, we consider this capacitor C2. So take output from capacitor C2, which is 38.5 volt, 38.5 volt, which is almost 2 time of an input voltage. Here input voltage is 20 volt. Now for 3 time we consider capacitor C1 and C3. Now so capacitor C1 and C3 will give us output voltage of 57.7 volt, which is almost 3 time of an input voltage. For 4 time we consider capacitor C2 and capacitor C4. Now so the capacitor C2 and C4 will give us output of 76.9 volt, which is almost 4 time of input voltage. Here in this circuit we consider real diode and real capacitors. So the working of this network, if we pass a sine wave from this network, so during the first half positive sine wave, D1 will start conducting. So this diode will start conducting and capacitor C1 is charged up to peak input voltage, which is Vm. So during the negative half pulse, D2 will start conducting. So we charge the capacitor C2 up to 2 Vm, 2 time of an input voltage, because during the positive pulse C1 charged to Vm, which add up with the input voltage and gave us a output voltage of 2 Vm, which charged the capacitor to 2 Vm. So during the next positive pulse, what happened? During the next positive pulse, D1 and D3 will start conducting. So the input voltage will start charged capacitor C1 up to peak input voltage Vm and D3 will start conducting. So as we can see, during the negative pulse, capacitor C2 is charged up to 2 Vm. So this capacitor will charge capacitor C3 up to 2 Vm. Now Now during the next negative pulse, what happened? What happened? D2 and D4 will start conducting. So during this negative pulse, capacitor C2 will charge, because during the positive pulse capacitor C2 is discharged, which charge the capacitor C3. So during this negative pulse, capacitor C2 will again charge up to 2 Vm. Now, so the capacitor C3 here is charged. Capacitor C3 is charged by capacitor C2 during the positive pulse. So this capacitor will charge capacitor C4 up to 2 Vm, 2 time of an input voltage. Now this is actually the working of this network, and this is actually the end of our lecture. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.